Hey, what's up, YouTube? Man, I'm here in Vegas. I'm in the hotel, so not getting to shoot from the gym today or from the crib, but it's cool. We'll get the video in because, like I said, I'm gonna give you real, raw, uncut video every single time. Right? You know, I like to get to the point. I like to make sure that every word that comes out of my mouth is valuable and that I'm giving you something. So it's not one of those videos where you got to hang on to the very end to get the message. I'll make sure you get that from the jump, right? And so today's topic, I want to talk about your purpose, right? And I know in the last video I kind of mentioned it, and I always talk about it, but I don't ever want to talk about it in some mythical type of way. When I talk about knowing your purpose, I really mean knowing your purpose, right? And you heard me mention before about scripture, Ecclesiastes, basically tells you that the whole duty of man is to fear God, keep his commandments. And then that fear ain't talking about like walking around on eggshell type of fear. It's talking about a reverence, like putting the Most High first. That's where I stand. And so it says, fear God and keep his commandments, right? So keep his commandments, what does that mean? That means do the things you've been commanded to do, right? Because the commandments that he's talking about, it's not like, some church going type stuff. No, it's like commandments for your life, things and principles that I'm gonna teach you so that you can be successful. That's what I follow, right? And so I feel like, there's people who, not that I feel like, I know and I see people who are lost, and I hear people tell me that they don't know what their purpose is. And I always tell them the same exact thing. Brother, I know what your purpose is, as far as who you are, what you're supposed to be doing while you're on this earth. Now, what talent you put behind it, that's completely different. Talent and purpose, two different things, right? And I just happened to, find my purpose because I was searching, right? I was searching for my purpose. I wanted to know the truth. Just so a little backstory real quick, for those who know, they know, but those who don't, they don't. And so the backstory is, I was sitting with my wife one day at Olive Garden, and I wanted to know if God was real. I could look outside, I could see the trees, I could see the sky, the birds, the sun. I know that's real. Like I know it's here, I can feel it, I can touch it. But the Most High I don't see, right? I don't know if he's real or not. And so I told her, I want to, it's not that I didn't have, upbringing in church and, all other spiritual stuff that you go through, whatever. But that didn't have no meaning, right? It didn't touch me like that. Especially being somebody who is hardened by life, I guess you could say. Man, I've been through a lot, right? I was one of those kids that had a teenage mom, had my sister at 16, had me at 17, father in and out of prison. I was falsely accused of a crime, thought I was gonna see prison, all type of stuff, right? I remember one point in time, getting out of college and kind of lost, didn't know what I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna sell drugs. All type of stuff. Like it's just you don't understand the mindset of somebody who's been out there since youth and been exposed, right? And I'm not wrong that cut, y'all. I got to fix this. I almost got upset with the camera, but I ain't gonna get upset because we in the hotel. I had to do a makeshift sit up. But I'm gonna say this. I got to the point in that journey where I was like getting frustrated, right? And I'm seeking. And so, I was wondering at that particular, like, why me, right? And I didn't understand that a why me attitude wasn't a good attitude to have, right? So I had this why me attitude, right? But I started to get my answers. And so I'm sitting there, I was going with my wife. And I'm asking, like, is God real? Is God real? Because if he is, I want to know. Not too long after that, I found out. I found out he was real. And it wasn't through some spiritual awakening at a church, some sprinkling water on my head, no holy pen, none of that type of stuff, right? It was real history, real, like this is where you come from. This is what happened to your forefathers in history. This is what, this is everything that you need to know. This is what the truth is. If for the longest I was like, what is the truth? Or what is this and what is that? And when the scripture was open to me, I started getting all the answers. It was simple. And it wasn't something that was hard to be understood, but it's only hard to be understood when you don't want to believe it, right? And so, again, going to that scripture when it's talking about your purpose and so forth, and it says, for this is the whole duty of men that we fear God, keep his commandments, right? And it said at the end that, you be judged on what you're doing is like good and bad. That's it. So, for me, seeing the history and seeing my family history and knowing where we come from and knowing that we rooted in this, I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. So these are commandments to go, it's commandments that tell us we're supposed to go conquer the earth, right? Not conquer by killing per se, but like get out there and go keep the commandments while you're doing the things that you're doing in life. So when I found that out and I started applying that and I started to see, okay, let me go out here and let me be a righteous person while I'm doing the things that I love to do and let me see what's gonna happen. And lo and behold, good things happen, right? And not saying I'm perfect because again, I was, young-minded when I first understood this, so there's still mistakes being made, but I was able to see that when you do this, this happened, when you do this, that happened. And it's simple, right? But I think a lot of us, we don't have that purpose or that attachment to who we are. And so that's when we get lost, right? And so for me in the fitness industry, I'll say this, because I know a lot of us, we struggle with our faith in the sense of putting it in the forefront of what we do. And so for me, it's gonna be in the forefront. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be so raw to some people that some people like it and some people don't. And it is what it is. That's just how it is. But I would rather be that way and have people in front of me who know who I am, know what I stand for, know what I'm about, right? Be a part of my life and a part of my business, because in the end, I don't have to switch up. Like, I don't have to be something else. So when they do come, they say, okay, this is the real, raw, uncut version of Coach D. The same person he was yesterday gonna be the same person he is today. The same person that made mistakes and admit to his mistakes is the same person that when you try to glorify him, they'll tell you, brother, I'm just like you. I'm a humble young man. I'm a humble man, I should say now. And we brethren. And so, ain't no need to worship me. A gym owner, so what? I'm a gym owner, right? There's people out here who are saving lives, right? There's people out here doing things way bigger than what I'm doing. I'm just a gym owner in a sense, right? Yeah, I provide opportunity and I put forth all the effort that I can in everything that I do, and I'm gonna continue to do that, but I'm not worthy of being praised. I'm your brother. Let's get out here, let's work, let's get stuff done, let's impact our community, right? And when you look at my gym is unique, right? And my gym has my identity on it, and it's always gonna have my identity on it as long as I'm the owner of it, unless I sell it one day and they keep the name. But other than that, you're gonna have real, raw, uncut people. You're not gonna have, people come in who are not genuine about getting people better and being interested in helping people. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen, because as is the head, so are the people. And so I know my purpose, right? I know I'm here for a reason. And since I have that purpose, I'm able to go work in my talents, right, and spread that talent across the board without any remorse whatsoever. And so what I would say to you is whatever, and I always talk to gym owners because I'm in that lane right now. And I told y'all on other videos, I'm about to pivot to another lane, right, in other businesses. And that's cool. Guess what? I'm still gonna approach it with the same mindset. So it doesn't matter if you own a gym or not. It don't matter what, it is that you do. When you know your purpose and you know you're rooted in, everything else fall in place, because now it's a matter of applying the principles of your beliefs and your purpose along with your talents and everything else that you do. And so hopefully I can separate the two for you, because a lot of times not having your purpose and not knowing who you are, those things will have you lost no matter what you're doing, right? And I've been there before. But then when I found out who I was and I found out what my purpose was, right, and I found out that the Most High God did have a plan for me and so forth, then everything else was easy. And so now I can go and be a coach, or I can go and toss trash, or I can go and be a landscaper, or I can go and be whatever it is that is put before me. But I know the effort I'm gonna put into it is not based off the job at hand. It's based off of who I am, what I believe in, right? The talent that I have at that moment for whatever that job is. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna make sure that whatever it is that I'm doing is done for the betterment of others and not just for myself. And in that way, I can't go wrong. And this is something I still in my children at an early age. You're playing sports. I got a daughter right now who, as a freshman is a starter and a captain on varsity. Okay, well, how did she get, from 3 years of playing basketball to that point? It's because of the mindset. And it's because of her knowing her purpose first and foremost. We weren't even interested in sports early on. It's more personal development, making sure she understood who she is. Yeah, of course, she's a child. She had her struggles, and she probably don't have some more. But she's mature enough to be able to handle the talent part of what's going on as far as sports and so forth, because of her purpose in life and who she is, and knowing her ultimate mission. And that carries her, right? And she's a very mature young lady. And I wasn't that way, right? I was out here in the world with guidance from my grandmother, but not the type of guidance where I knew my purpose and so forth, right? And so it's a different level of commitment. It's a different level of achievement when you know who you are and you know what your purpose is, because now you don't waver, right? You don't waver. And that's why I make these videos this way, because I want it to be real, raw, and uncut. Right now, you can look back how many years from now, look at this video, and I'll be like, I only had 30 something followers at the time. Videos only getting so many views. And if these videos ever blow up, you'll see that Coach D remained the same. Why? Because the videos are just a depiction of who I am. Like, you get to come into my life. The videos, don't make or break me. Do we do these videos to help others? Yeah, absolutely. And we want to reach as many people as possible. But what if I only reach one? What if I only reach that one person who needed help? I did my job, right? And so it's not about, the millions of views and all the other stuff. And of course, if you're on YouTube, you'll be like, well, you crazy not to 1 million views, you get paid. Okay, cool, get paid. But guess what? What if I didn't get paid, but I helped somebody? I fulfilled my purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So, a lot of time I think we attach ourselves to money, success, and all the other things, and we forget the core of who we are. We forget what the main thing is, and that's when we go wrong. And so I want to make a longer video. I'll probably come back and make another video while we're out here in Vegas, maybe 2 or 3, however many I can get out. Might even get multiple videos out a day. But I think my phone was ringing. It could be my wife. She's on the way. I want to make sure I don't miss her because her and my daughter travel separately. And so like I said, man, I'm going to make sure I get you information that's going to be beneficial to you, something that's going to actually help you in business. And sometimes it ain't just about the business and the money. It's about who you are working on yourself. And you know what it is. It's your boy, Coach D. Make a way or make an excuse. You choose.